Welcome, fellow seekers, to a profound exploration of the human experience. Have you ever paused to reflect on why you behave the way you do? Let's delve into the intricacies of our psyche and unravel the mysteries behind our actions. The bustle of daily life without taking a moment to pause and reflect. Many of us go through our days on autopilot, reacting to stimuli without truly understanding why. This lack of self-reflection and awareness can lead us down paths that don't align with our true desires and values. Think about it for a moment. When did you last sit silently, free from distractions, and examine your thoughts and emotions? For some, this is a daunting task. Confusing our innermost thoughts and feelings is uncomfortable, especially if they're confused or painful. But here's the thing. Self-reflection is the key to unlocking our true potential. When we take the time to understand ourselves on a deeper level, we gain insight into our motivations, fears, and desires. This self-awareness empowers us to make conscious choices that align with our authentic selves. So why do so many of us avoid self-reflection? One reason could be fear. Fear of what we might discover lurking in the depths of our psyche. Fear of facing uncomfortable truths about ourselves. But as the saying goes, the only way out is through. By bravely confronting our inner demons, we pave the way for growth and transformation. Another barrier to self-reflection is busyness. In today's hyper-connected world, we're constantly bombarded with stimuli vying for our attention. Between work, social media, and endless to-do lists, it's no wonder we struggle to find time for introspection. But here's the truth. Self-reflection doesn't have to be a time-consuming endeavor. Even just a few minutes of quiet contemplation each day can yield profound insights. You might be wondering, why should I bother with self-reflection? The answer is simple. Self-reflection is the cornerstone of personal development. It allows us to identify areas for growth, cultivate self-compassion, and foster deeper connections with others. In essence, self-reflection is the key to living a more intentional and fulfilling life. But don't just take my word for it. Take a moment right now to pause and reflect on your own life. What are your hopes and dreams? What are your fears and insecurities? By embarking on this journey of self-discovery, you'll uncover a wealth of wisdom that has been waiting patiently within you all along. So, let me leave you with this thought. The journey of self-reflection is not always easy, but it is always worth it. As you continue on your path of self-discovery, remember to be gentle with yourself. You are a work in progress, and every step you take brings you closer to the vibrant, authentic life you were meant to live. One of the most pervasive reasons we feel unfulfilled is our reliance on external validation. From a young age, we're conditioned to seek approval and validation from others, parents, teachers, peers, and society. We're taught that our worthiness is contingent upon others' opinions of us, leading us to constantly seek external sources of validation to feel good about ourselves. But here's the harsh reality. External validation is fleeting and unreliable. No matter how much praise or recognition we receive from others, it will never be enough to fill the void within us. We become trapped in a vicious cycle of seeking validation from others, only to feel empty and unsatisfied when it inevitably falls short. So why do we place so much importance on external validation? For many, it stems from a deep-seated fear of rejection and abandonment. We're afraid that if we don't conform to societal norms or meet others' expectations, we'll be cast aside and left to fend for ourselves. This fear drives us to constantly seek approval from others, even at the expense of our authenticity and well-being. But here's the truth. Proper validation comes from within. It comes from knowing and accepting ourselves for who we are and our flaws. When we learn to validate ourselves, we no longer need to rely on others for validation. We become liberated from external approval and free to live on our terms. So, how do we break free from the grip of external validation? It starts by cultivating self-awareness and self-compassion. Take the time to reflect on your values, beliefs, and passions. What truly matters to you? What brings you joy and fulfillment? By aligning your actions with your inner truth, you'll find that external validation holds less power over you. Additionally, practice self-compassion and self-love. Treat yourself with the kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. Celebrate your successes and forgive yourself for your mistakes. Remember, you are worthy of love and acceptance just as you are. Surround yourself with supportive and uplifting people who accept you for who you are. Cultivate relationships based on mutual respect, empathy, and authenticity. When you're surrounded by people who celebrate your uniqueness and encourage your growth, you'll find that external validation becomes less critical. External validation is a hollow substitute for true self-worth. By learning to validate ourselves from within, we free ourselves from the endless pursuit of approval from others. Embrace your uniqueness, celebrate your strengths, and remember that your worthiness comes from within. Change is inevitable. It's a fundamental aspect of life that profoundly shapes our experiences and transforms us. Yet, despite its certainty, many of us harbor a deep-seated fear of change. We cling to the familiar, even when it no longer serves us, out of fear of the unknown. But here's the thing: growth requires change. It requires us to step out of our comfort zones, confront our fears, and embrace the uncertainty of transformation. Yet, despite the promise of growth and self-discovery, many resist change at every turn. So why do we fear change? For some, it's a fear of failure. We worry that if we try something new, we'll inevitably fail and be left worse off than before. This fear paralyzes us, trapping us in a cycle of stagnation and missed opportunities. For others, it's a fear of success. We worry that if we embrace change and achieve our goals, we won't be able to handle the responsibilities and expectations that come with success. This fear keeps us from reaching our full potential and living the life we dream of. But here's the truth: change is not something to be feared but embraced. We grow, evolve, and become the best versions of ourselves through change. Every challenge we face, every obstacle we overcome, is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. So, how do we overcome our fear of change? It starts by reframing our mindset. Instead of viewing change as a threat, see it as an opportunity for growth and expansion. Embrace the unknown with curiosity and openness, knowing that every experience, whether positive or negative, can teach us something valuable. Additionally, it cultivates resilience and adaptability. Life is full of ups and downs, twists and turns. Instead of resisting change, learn to roll with the punches and adapt to whatever life throws your way. Remember, not the challenges we face define us, but how we respond to them. Surround yourself with support. Seek mentors, friends, and loved ones who encourage growth and believe in your potential. Their guidance and encouragement can provide the strength and reassurance you need to embrace change and pursue your dreams. Fear of change is a natural human instinct, but not impossible. By reframing our mindset, cultivating resilience, and surrounding ourselves with support, we can overcome our fear of change and embrace the transformative power of growth. From the moment we're born, we're bombarded with societal messages about who we should be and how we should live our lives. These cultural and societal norms profoundly shape our beliefs, values, and behaviors, often without us even realizing it. But what happens when these norms conflict with our true selves? Many live according to society's expectations rather than our inner truth. We follow the well-trodden path laid out for us by society, even when it leads us away from our authentic selves. We conform to societal standards of success, happiness, and fulfillment, even when they don't resonate with our deepest desires. But here's the thing: societal norms are not one-size-fits-all. What works for one person may not work for another. Yet, despite this diversity, we're often pressured to conform to society's narrow definition of success and happiness. For example, we're taught from a young age that success is measured by external markers such as wealth, status, and achievement. We're encouraged to pursue prestigious careers, climb the corporate ladder, and accumulate material possessions as symbols of our success. Yet, for many of us, this pursuit of external validation leaves us empty and unfulfilled. Similarly, society often dictates rigid gender roles and expectations that limit our true potential. Men are expected to be strong, stoic, and dominant, while women are expected to be nurturing, submissive, and passive. These gender stereotypes not only perpetuate inequality and discrimination, but also stifle individuality and self-expression. So, how do we break free from the grip of cultural and societal conditioning? It starts by questioning the norms and expectations imposed upon us. Ask yourself, do these beliefs align with my values and desires? Am I living authentically, or am I simply conforming to societal expectations? Next, cultivate self-awareness and self-acceptance. Take the time to explore your values, beliefs, and passions without judgment or shame. Embrace your uniqueness and celebrate your differences, knowing that you are worthy of love and acceptance just as you are. Surround yourself with a supportive community of like-minded individuals who accept you for who you are. Seek spaces to express yourself freely and authentically without judgment or criticism. Remember, you can create a life that aligns with your true self, filled with purpose, passion, and fulfillment. In today's hyper-connected world, we're bombarded with images of perfection at every turn. From flawless Instagram influencers to airbrushed magazine covers, we're constantly inundated with unrealistic beauty standards, success, and happiness. This relentless pursuit of perfection leaves many of us feeling inadequate and unworthy. But here's the truth. Perfection is an illusion. It's a myth perpetuated by society to sell products, promote lifestyles, and reinforce social hierarchies. The reality is that nobody, not even the most seemingly perfect among us, has it all together all the time. We all have flaws, insecurities, and struggles that we wrestle with behind closed doors. Yet, despite knowing this intellectually, many of us still strive for perfection in every aspect of our lives. We chase after the perfect body, career, and relationship, believing that we'll be happy and fulfilled once we achieve these external markers of success. But pursuing perfection is a fool's errand, an endless cycle of striving and never feeling good enough. So, how do we break free from the trap of perfectionism? It starts by embracing our imperfections and recognizing them as part of what makes us human. Instead of striving for flawlessness, strive for authenticity and self-acceptance. Celebrate your uniqueness and embrace your quirks, knowing they make you beautiful. Next, practice self-compassion and self-care. Be gentle with yourself when you make mistakes or fall short of your expectations. Treat yourself with the kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. Remember, you are worthy of love and acceptance just as you are, imperfections and all. Cultivate gratitude and perspective. Take a step back from the relentless pursuit of perfection and appreciate the beauty and joy surrounding you in the present moment. Focus on what truly matters, meaningful connections, personal growth, and inner peace, rather than external markers of success. The pursuit of perfection is a futile endeavor that only leads to stress, anxiety, and unhappiness. By embracing our imperfections, practicing self-compassion, and cultivating gratitude, we can break free from the trap of perfectionism and live a life filled with authenticity, joy, and fulfillment. In today's digital age, falling into the comparison trap is easier than ever. With social media platforms showcasing carefully curated highlight reels of people's lives, it's natural to compare ourselves to others and feel inadequate. But the truth is, comparison is the thief of joy. When we compare ourselves to others, we only see a small fraction of their lives, the highlight reel, not the behind-the-scenes struggles and challenges. Yet, despite knowing this, it's easy to get caught up in the illusion of perfection presented on social media and feel like we're falling short in comparison. But here's the reality. Comparison is a losing game. There will always be someone smarter, wealthier, more successful, or more attractive than us. And even if we measure up to someone else's standards, it's often at the expense of our happiness and well-being. So, how do we break free from the comparison trap? It starts by cultivating self-awareness and self-compassion. Recognize when you're comparing yourself to others and gently redirect your focus to your journey. Remind yourself that everyone's path is unique, and there's no one right way to live your life. Next, practice gratitude and appreciation for what you have. Instead of focusing on what you lack or what others have that you don't, focus on the abundance and blessings in your life. Cultivate a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, knowing there is enough success, love, and happiness for everyone. Limit your exposure to social media and other comparison sources. Take breaks from scrolling through endless feeds of curated perfection and instead focus on real-life connections and experiences. Remember, your worth is not determined by the number of likes or followers you have, it's determined by the depth of your character and your impact on others. Comparing is a natural human tendency, but it's also harmful. By cultivating self-awareness, practicing gratitude, and limiting our exposure to comparison triggers, we can break free from the comparison trap and embrace our unique journey with confidence and authenticity. From a young age, many of us are conditioned to seek validation and approval from others. Whether it's from our parents, teachers, peers, or society, we're taught that our worth is tied to external markers of success and acceptance. As a result, we spend much of our lives chasing after validation from others, hoping it will fill the void within us. But here's the truth. External validation is fleeting and unreliable. No amount of praise, admiration, or validation from others can ever truly satisfy our inner longing for acceptance and self-worth. It's like trying to fill a bottomless pit. No matter how much validation we receive, it's never enough. Yet, despite knowing this intellectually, many of us continue to seek validation from external sources. We post on social media for likes and comments, seek approval from our bosses and colleagues, and mold ourselves into who others want us to be to gain acceptance and validation. But the irony is that the more we seek validation from others, the further we stray from our true selves. We become trapped in a cycle of people-pleasing and approval-seeking, sacrificing our authenticity and happiness. So, how do we break free from the quest for external validation? It starts by looking inward and cultivating self-acceptance and self-love. Recognize that the opinions or judgments of others do not determine your worth. It's inherent and unconditional. Practice self-compassion and treat yourself with the kindness and understanding you would offer a loved one. Next, focus on cultivating meaningful connections and relationships based on authenticity and mutual respect. Surround yourself with people who accept you for who you are, flaws and all, and who encourage you to be your most authentic self. These genuine connections provide a source of validation far more fulfilling and enduring than any external praise or recognition. Practice setting boundaries and saying no to people and situations that compromise your authenticity and values. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your own needs and well-being above the opinions and expectations of others. By honoring your true self and living in alignment with your values, you'll find a sense of validation and fulfillment that can't be found anywhere else. The quest for external validation is a futile pursuit that only leads to disappointment and disillusionment. By cultivating self-acceptance, nurturing meaningful connections, and setting boundaries, we can break free from the cycle of seeking validation from others and find true fulfillment from within. In a world that often values productivity and achievement above all else, it's easy to be hard on ourselves when we fall short of our expectations. We beat ourselves up for our mistakes, berate ourselves for our flaws, and criticize ourselves for not being enough in various aspects of our lives. But what if we approached ourselves with the same kindness and compassion we offer others? Self-compassion is treating ourselves with warmth, understanding, and acceptance, especially in times of struggle or difficulty. It involves recognizing our humanity, with all its imperfections and vulnerabilities, and offering ourselves the same care and support that we would provide to a needy friend. Research has shown that self-compassion has numerous benefits, including increased resilience, improved mental health, and greater well-being. When we approach ourselves with self-compassion, we're better able to cope with life's challenges, bounce back from setbacks, and cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. But self-compassion isn't always easy, especially for those accustomed to being self-critical and judgmental. It requires practice and patience to rewire habitual thought patterns and cultivate a more compassionate inner dialogue. One way to practice self-compassion is through self-kindness. Instead of harshly criticizing ourselves for our mistakes or shortcomings, we can offer ourselves encouragement, support, and understanding. Treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would provide to a loved one facing a similar challenge. Another critical component of self-compassion is recognizing our shared humanity. Remember that you are not alone in your struggles. We all experience pain, failure, and difficulty as part of the human experience. By acknowledging our common humanity, we can cultivate a sense of connection and belonging that ease the burden of our suffering. Mindfulness plays a crucial role in self-compassion. By bringing mindful awareness to our thoughts, emotions, and sensations in the present moment, we can observe them with curiosity and non-judgmental acceptance. Rather than getting swept away by our inner critic, we can cultivate a sense of spaciousness and perspective that allows for greater self-compassion. Self-compassion is a powerful antidote to the harsh self-criticism and judgment many of us experience daily. By practicing self-kindness, recognizing our shared humanity, and cultivating mindfulness, we can nurture a deep sense of compassion and acceptance for ourselves that lays the foundation for a life filled with resilience, well-being, and inner peace. In a world of perfection, embracing imperfection can feel like a radical rebellion. Yet, paradoxically, our imperfections make us uniquely human, relatable, and endearing. When we let go of the pressure to be flawless and embrace our imperfections, we open ourselves to a world of authenticity, connection, and growth. But why is it so hard to embrace imperfection? From a young age, many of us are conditioned to believe that perfection equals success and worthiness. We're taught that mistakes are failures to be avoided at all costs and that vulnerability is a sign of weakness. As a result, we hide our flaws and shortcomings, fearing judgment and rejection from others. Yet, the truth is that perfection is an unattainable ideal, a mirage that recedes further and further into the distance the more we chase after it. And in our quest for perfection, we miss life's messy, imperfect beauty. So, how do we embrace imperfection and cultivate a more compassionate relationship with our flaws? It starts by reframing our understanding of failure and mistakes. Instead of seeing them as signs of inadequacy, we can view them as opportunities for growth, learning, and self-discovery. Every mistake is a lesson in disguise, teaching us valuable insights about ourselves and the world around us. Next, practice vulnerability and authenticity in your relationships and interactions with others. Share your struggles, insecurities, and failures openly and honestly, knowing that vulnerability is the birthplace of connection and intimacy. When we allow ourselves to be seen and accepted for who we are, flaws and all, we create space for genuine connection and understanding to flourish. Cultivate self-compassion and self-love for yourself, just as you are, imperfect and flawed. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a struggling friend. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and acknowledge the courage to show up authentically in a world that often values perfection over authenticity. Embracing imperfection is a radical act of self-love and self-acceptance. By reframing failure, practicing vulnerability, and cultivating self-compassion, we can embrace our imperfections and live with greater authenticity, joy, and resilience. We often strive for control over our lives, circumstances, and emotions in our modern world. If we can maintain control over every aspect of our existence, we can ward off uncertainty, minimize risk, and guarantee happiness and success. But the truth is, the quest for control is ultimately an illusion. Life is inherently unpredictable and chaotic. No matter how much we plan, prepare, or strive for control, there will always be factors beyond our control, unexpected events, unforeseen circumstances, and other people's actions that can instantly derail our carefully laid plans. And yet, despite knowing this intellectually, many of us continue to cling to the illusion of control, fearing the unknown and resisting change at all costs. We micromanage every aspect of our lives, obsessively try to predict and control the outcome of every situation, and become frustrated and disillusioned when things don't go according to plan. But here's the paradox. The more we try to control, the more out of control we feel. Our relentless pursuit of control only serves to heighten our anxiety, stress, and dissatisfaction as we come to realize that we can never truly control the outcome of our lives. So, how do we break free from the illusion of control and embrace the uncertainty of life? It starts by surrendering to what is, accepting that certain things are beyond our control, and learning to let go of the need to micromanage every aspect of our lives. Instead of resisting change, we can learn to embrace it as an opportunity for growth, adaptation, and transformation. Next, practice mindfulness and presence in the present moment. Instead of ruminating about the past or worrying about the future, bring your awareness fully to the here and now. We can cultivate peace and tranquility, regardless of the chaos and uncertainty, by staying grounded in the present moment. Cultivate resilience and adaptability in the face of uncertainty. Rather than seeing change as a threat, View it as an opportunity for growth and expansion. Trust in your ability to navigate life's twists and turns, knowing you have the inner resources and resilience to weather whatever storms come your way. The quest for control is futile in an inherently unpredictable and chaotic world. By surrendering to what is, practicing mindfulness, and cultivating resilience, we can embrace the uncertainty of life with grace, courage, and wisdom. As we come to the end of this exploration into the complexities of life, it's important to remember that the journey itself is the destination. Life is not a series of destinations to be reached or goals to be achieved, but a continuous unfolding of experiences, lessons, and growth. In our quest for control, perfection, and validation, we can sometimes lose sight of the beauty and richness of the present moment. We miss out on the small miracles, the unexpected joys, and the profound connections that make life worth living. So, as you navigate the ups and downs of life, remember to embrace the journey, with all its imperfections, uncertainties, and surprises. Cultivate gratitude for the blessings surrounding you, even amid adversity. Find beauty in the ordinary moments and meaning in the challenges that stretch you beyond your comfort zone. And above all, remember to be kind to yourself. You are a work in progress, constantly evolving and growing each day. Embrace your imperfections, celebrate your successes, and learn from your mistakes. And most importantly, trust in the journey's wisdom, knowing that every twist and turn has its purpose in shaping the person you are becoming. So here's to embracing the journey, with all its twists and turns, highs and lows, joys and sorrows. May you find peace, purpose, and fulfillment along the way, and may your journey be filled with love, laughter, and endless possibilities.